Welcome back. Today we want to review the silver bullet setup at 10 a.m. as it pertains to NFP, non-farm payroll, which is usually the first Friday of each month. What we see non-farm payroll, which is an 8:30 event, is extremely bearish candle. One thing that these long candles do is they leave huge gaps behind, and those gaps we'll want to fill in relatively soon after it's made, just to allow the other traders to get in. This only allowed the bearish traders to join, and the bullish traders will want to join in soon. What we do is we wait for price to stabilize. We wait for the 9:30 entry, and we see all this consolidation in this area. One thing we also notice is if you put a Fibonacci on this gap, as we see we've touched roughly 50%. And so price will want to at least get back to equilibrium. Based on that, at 10 o'clock, what we're looking for is bullish momentum. We're looking for a retracement to 50%, which will clear, going to clear the highs here. That was attempted to be surpassed at 9:45, but wasn't able to make it. So we have that as our extreme high. We have sell side liquidity here, and we're now sitting in the middle of that range. So what we want to do is we want to start advancing price and just see if we can get a sweep of liquidity and then bullish momentum towards buy side liquidity. Prior to starting, what we want to do is we want to look for a fair value gap that may be in play, because the silver bullet is most effective when played out of a fair value gap. And one thing that we notice is right here, there's a fair value gap at 9 o'clock created, which was played back into. Here at 9:40, it was played into. We don't have any closures inside, but we do have strong momentum out of this fair value gap. We also had strong momentum out of this fair value gap at 9:10. So now we have two price legs that have had strong movement out of the fair value gap, and hopefully if we can retrace back down, we can get a sweep of liquidity and a play into the fair value gap. If this is to be the play that we take, what we're going to want to do is we're going to want to enter at the height of the fair value gap at 708, and we're going to want to have a fair value gap that's placed below the candle to the left of the candle that created it. So it's 685. So let's go ahead and set up that trade as to what it's going to look like. And remember, our target is going to be the low-hanging fruit. So this is going to give us a risk to reward of almost 1-4. Let's now hit the replay and see if we can both get a trade and see if we also get a winner. Okay, so we're tapped in. I just wanted to pause here just because we haven't reached target yet, but we do see we're starting to retrace. So potentially if you didn't enter the trade at the bottom, you can start looking for additional opportunities to get in. Looks to be a fair value gap right here. Which potentially could be an opportunity in. Let's see where that lands on the Fibonacci. Just above 50%. Let's continue on. Okay, we now see there's an entrance into that second fair value gap. We also see that we've retraced below equilibrium at 50%, signaling this is a valid trade to get into if you weren't already in. Let's continue. And there you have it. We've reached target, entering the trade at 10:08. Completing the trade at 10:23, so it's a 15-minute trade. And if you entered on the second entry, You would have been tapped in at 1021, and again, you would have been finished at 1020. At 1023. Let's look and see what the parameters of that second trade would have been. We would have entered here, stop loss, target the scene, risk reward of exactly 1 to 2. So I hope that gives some clarity into how to trade a silver bullet during NFP. Hope it also calms some anxiety, gives more confidence into completing these trades on days where there's significant news. Just remember that what you need to do is just be patient, let price stabilize, and then look for any huge gaps the price will want to reprice into, and those should be low-hanging fruit and easy winners. If you like this video, give me a thumbs up, leave a comment, and I'll see you in the next one. Happy trading.